coverage.
What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to Double Coverage. Hope you're still living, loving, and breathing sport and cards. I'm Tom with the Great Man Source. What is happening?
Doma. It has been a massive just week overall. Just in general, in the whole world. Let's just say that from the get go, right? Things that won't be discussed on this show, but geez, boy, oh boy, the way I think about society these days is has been flipped on its head. Let's just say that.
There's a couple files that came out in the last 2 weeks or so that is just, Let's just put it this way. When someone says ignorance is bliss, it really is. Because when you completely and utterly disregard anything that is happening, just because you think everything's sweet doesn't actually mean it's sweet. That's just in the general run of things in society. But when we get to our hobby, I'm not going to draw direct parallels to obviously that bloke in his list, but there's been obviously a lot of talk about the legitimacy of the card in question that sold yesterday based off of its history. And we are going to dive deep into it. We're going to rehash it, how it all began, what we think it is now, how we got to this point. You would have seen me sharing it on our Instagram, and I just couldn't believe the prices that it was getting to. It just looked so, I don't know, it all looked staged, that they had this big watch party all together. There was so much jerking off happening. It was ridiculous. Like the amount of shout outs and this and that, and I love this guy and I love that guy. And listen, I'm not upset at anyone that got a shout out. Don't think that I'm upset because Double Coverage didn't get a shout out. The guys out there, they're the last people I want shouting out Double Coverage. If they're shouting us out, it's because they're saying that they absolutely hate us. Like, that's the only shout out I want, because we're about to once again tell the truth on this card, which we've done before. And friends of the show, and Dan the Card Man, and half friend, probably doesn't like it, but Rahul at AIH, and then not friends of ours.
Well, no, we like Rahul. We like Rahul, but his presentation method, and I'm going to be honest with you, Rahul, I have to listen to you on 1.75 speed because you speak too slow, bro. But I love the content. I love the content.
And then we've got SCR, Sports Car Radio, who are pioneers in uncovering a lot of this stuff. And they've gone on a rampage. Everyone's gone on a rampage. And I'm glad it happened yesterday, Source, because now we can get... Will it be a rampage? Who knows? You're just going to have to stick around. I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, go share it. Share the stream. Get everyone in for Hobby Talk, which will be up in probably
everyone in. I'm about to share it. This is going to be a very short sports wrap up. Ladies and gentlemen, everyone needs to be in here for Hobby Talk, because this has been one of the biggest, if not the biggest week. This sort of sale, 16,492,9492 or whatever it was.
Let's just go 16.
Say 16.5 for easy sakes.
USD.
Million USD, ladies and gentlemen, which equates to about 22, I think, million Australian, maybe 23. Quick calculations. Yeah, someone can fact check me if they want and put it in the comments.
I'll fact check it.
Literally, right, is going to get shared all over the world, and bring so much attention, more attention to this hobby. But these people that come to this hobby and it brings the attention, we appreciate it. Right? We appreciate that it brings the attention. But I'm telling you right now, you guys need to know the fucking truth, right? The beginnings, the truth of what really happens in parts of this hobby. Because parts of this hobby can be great, and we love this hobby, Dom, but there is also some parts of this hobby that people outside, they need to know about. They need to know. You need to be aware what you're walking into, because if you interact with the right people, the right community, this hobby can be beautiful and something great, and an escape from the reality of the those files that we talked about before at the beginning of the show, and what really things go on in the world, and that's what's great about this hobby, because it is that bit of escape for people, and I think we've had people saying that obviously they've gone through a tough time, and the hobby has been like their turning point. I've seen many stories on Facebook posts. I've seen many people raising money for Beyond Blue, which is like something that's about men's mental health and all that sort of stuff. And even women, I'm sure they have their this part as part of their outlet. These are the things why you do these extra things in life, but to get a bit of an outlet from the mundane things you do Monday to Friday sort of thing, right? But ladies and gentlemen, you need to know the truth. Share the podcast. We obviously will have 20 minutes of wrap up of sports as we usually do at the beginning of the pod, but you will not, ladies and gentlemen, want to miss Hobby Talk, because this will be one of the most important episodes you ever watch on the current state of this hobby.
I'm telling you, I'm putting like Juanito ahead of him. That's how confident I think this is. This is so bad. That's how I reckon Card Porn's a good bloke. Oh, seriously, because the shenanigans that happened yesterday and all that crap, and it's just we'll get to it, because you know how they say you need to capture lightning in a bottle. They've captured it on so many steps along the way. All right. And I tell you what, the Golden Touch on Netflix was a massive step in the right direction for this card to go to another level. And I'll talk to you based on experiences that I've had with people because of that show as well. So anyway, Source, we're going to get straight to the NBA, and you think it's going to be positive. The NBA All-Star format was pretty good. A lot of people enjoyed it. The 4 teams playing against each other, all that stuff. Anthony Edwards, there was a bit of trying and this and that. That's fine. But the dunk contest, Source, get rid of it. Get rid of it. What are we doing, bro?
I heard it was terrible.
What are we doing?
I didn't watch it. How many years have I come on this show, Dom? Yeah. And what do I always say? I don't watch it. It's a waste of my time. The All-Star game, the dunk contest, it's all a waste of time. I actually don't enjoy it anymore.
It's either you get rid of it, or here's one better for you.
You get the professional dunkers in there. There's professional dunkers that actually do like street dunkers.
How about we just go, seriously, we live in a world of social media. Let's go get some basketball influencers or something. You know what I mean? There's like a couple guys out there that play one-on-ones. Get them to play against each other in one-on-ones. That'd be entertaining. And get professional dunkers, or go get guys that dunk like on social media, whatever. Get them, because they actually care about the craft and they can do crazy shit. And you know what? And people say it's not the fabric of the game. It's not the NBA dunk contest because it's not NBA players. Well, you know what? They're taking the absolute piss. They don't care. So you know what? Stuff them. When you pay people $1 million, you know what? And if you win the dunk contest, how about you change someone's life? How about you give $1 million to the person that wins the dunk contest, mate? Or $500,000. Let's change someone's life.
Doma, you know what?
Someone that actually cares, mate.
Great idea. Because if you actually look up some of the street dunkers on YouTube, they are way better than the shit we got served up. I've seen some of the highlights. Yeah. Don't get me wrong, ladies and gentlemen. I've seen some of the highlights. Jackson Hayes dunks. Come on, bro.
You should do NBA. You should do fan votes out of like 10 dunkers. Take the top 4, and even if you get booed, how many do they usually have? 4, 6, whatever it is. Yeah. Whoever finishes last gets X amount of money. We'll have $1 million prize pool. $250 for runner-up, $500,000 for first, and then you break down the other $250 to everyone else that is in it in the dunk contest. Let's change some lives. Let's do something good for once. Actually start entertaining people, because you know what? These people, You know, let's get people like the ones that support the game, you know, that pay their hard-earned money source to go to All-Star Week, which is not cheap, right? Let's get us people to run the dunk contest. Let's get us people, the fans, to run the league, because that's who runs the league. Not these lemons that get paid tens of millions of dollars to take the piss out of the people that spend their hard-earned money, and they're living in hard times in the States. A lot of people, you know, just imagine saying to your son or your daughter that loves him, I can't wait to go to my first All-Star weekend, and you can only afford to go to the dunk contest because you haven't got enough money for the All-Star game, and they put up that. Let's start rewarding people that actually care about the sport. Because if these stars don't want to do it, forget about it. It's got to go. Yeah, everything needs a refresh. The whole weekend, it stinks. It's terrible. Well, the 3-point contest was good with Dame Dollar and stuff. That was good.
Steph Curry said he's going to be in it next year.
Yeah. Just let's get some one-on-ones. Let's get all that type of stuff. Some one-on-one. Just change some people's lives, NBA. Adam Silver, if you're listening to this, change some people's lives. Because at the moment, the lives that you've changed of those players, it's been literally thrown in. They're spitting in the face of the fans doing this crap. So it's got to go.
I'm with you, Dom. I was paying attention. I'm definitely with you. Good to be short and sharp on NBA because the All-Star situation was a joke, and as we talked about it. But all right, what are we on to next?
Next up is EPL, and I think the only problem was, I'll tell you what, there's not a lot of positive things because you drew to Brentford.
I know, but I knew it would be a tough game. You know, Brentford's been playing quite well. What was it, round 26? We had Chelsea 2-2 with Leeds. Good result for Leeds there in their relegation battle. Everton lose to Bournemouth 2-1. Newcastle beat Tottenham 2-1. United draw with West Ham 1-1. And
can I just say something on that game? United's Strand obviously is not cutting his hair. Fair enough. That's first and foremost.
I was about to say commiserations.
He's a great man. Right here. Here he is. It's going to get longer than that.
500 days.
But I just want to say, because there's about enough clips and reels going out on our channel these days, that it was in there. I did say, based on recent form and obviously a change of manager at the club, that this was not a gimme. They had won 4 of their last 5 games, and the other game was a draw. I said it wasn't a gimme, and lo and behold, to be honest, if you look at the momentum chart, we probably, like, if you looked at the momentum chart itself, we sent them to another dimension, to be honest. But it is what it is. It wasn't a gimme. We didn't take it as a gimme. We just couldn't finish on some of our opportunities. So anyway, starts back at 0 for the United Strand, and we're still top 4. So cop that, Manny. So anyway,
still above Manny. Triple or nothing. Aston Villa beat Brighton 1-0. Manchester City take care of Fulham 3-0. Nottingham draw with Wolves 0-0. Terrible result for them against bottom of the table. Crystal Palace lose to Burnley, which, Dom, I just need to fact check this, but I think I seen. Oh yeah, I did see that correctly. They were 2-0 up, Dom. They were 2-0 up. What would you know? 2-0 up in 17th minute they score. 33rd minute Crystal Palace scores. And then it's just all downhill from there. Hannibal Medjbury. Does that ring a name? Hannibal Medjbury?
Medjbury used to play for United. Hannibal the Cannibal.
Hannibal the Cannibal. Yaden Anthony, that's why I said that, Dom, because I did know he used to play for United, and we watched him live at the MCG. Jefferson Lerma with the own goal. So within the half of football, 5 goals. Newcastle was up 2-0. I just would, just for shits and gigs, and I'm sure I can find it somewhere, I would have loved to know at that point in time what Burnley were paying to be up at halftime from that point. After the 33rd minute. Because they've scored 3 goals, Doma, in 7 plus 5. 3 goals in 17 minutes. And won the game 3-2. No goals in the second half. That's how it ended. Just ridiculous game. Liverpool take care of Sunderland away from home 1-0. And then obviously Brentford draw to Arsenal. Watch the game, Doma. Was very disappointed with some of the tactics. I feel like, and I'm Saka's not having a good year, Dom. He's not having a good year. Whether the defenders is playing him different, but I feel like he's not. Maybe he's not at his usual best. Maybe he's carrying an injury. I don't know what it is, but he's just, for me, he hasn't had the best year he could potentially have. But I'm not saying he could do more because we had our chances in this game. Martinelli right at the end. You don't take a touch when the keeper's running out because it gives them extra time to close the space, creates the lesser, wider gaps for you to get it past him. You have to hit it first time, brother. Doesn't matter, it's on your left foot. You're not going to beat the keeper. You take a touch in that position. We had an opportunity at the end of the game, Martinelli, right to win it at the death, Dom. At the death would have been right last 2 minutes of the game. Fumbled the ball. It would have been a massive result to obviously keep us 7 points clear, but that brings us to only being 4 points clear. 57 Arsenal, 53 Manchester City, Aston Villa on 50. They are sort of still in the hunt. Then you got United on 45 and Chelsea on 44. We won't go any further into the rest of the table, but that rounds out what was round, I think, 26. That was. And then we have round 27, which doesn't start till the 22nd. So this Sunday, the games start. Aston Villa against Leeds, Brentford against Brighton, Chelsea against Burnley, West Ham against AFC Bournemouth, Manchester City against Newcastle United. Those games run from Sunday evening, so Saturday late night, all the way to Sunday morning. And then Monday morning, you have Crystal Palace against Wolves, Nottingham against Liverpool, Sunderland against Fulham, Tottenham against Arsenal, 3:30 a.m. spot. And you know what, Dom? I'm probably a good chance to watch that because I'll just go to bed at 8 o'clock and start my day from 3:30 and get up and watch the game because I actually think it's an important game. Obviously, derby game, no derby game is a given, Dom, as you know.
No,
you know that we are in the better form than not Tottenham, but it's at their home.
You're in a situation here where Thomas Frank's got the sack. And a new manager comes in first game, and you know
what happened with Carrick. Look what happened with Carrick.
Happens in most sports, whether it's AFL, EPL. First game, new manager, they show out as if like it was the previous administration. That's why we were shit. Blah, blah, blah. That's what they always do, mate. So that they're going to turn up. They'll turn up. And my boy Xavi Simons, mate, look out for him.
There you go. You talked about him a long time. He's making an impact. Everton against Manchester United Tuesday morning. Rounds out round 27, Doma, and that's the EPL. I think Champions League will begin again from next week. So we'll preview that before the end of next week's show, just to let people know if you weren't aware of the next Champions League fixtures. UFC, there's a card this weekend. I'll bring it up. Had it prepared earlier, ladies and gentlemen. We're on a roll because we really just want to get to hobby talk. We want to get to hobby talk. Like I don't think you understand. This is the most important hobby talk of the whole year, ladies and gentlemen. It is Strickland against Anthony Hernandez. That is number 3 against number 4 middleweight bout, big fight. Then you got Jeff Neal against Uros Medic. Melquiza Costa, Sergey Spivak against Ante Dilja out of Croatia, Jakob Smith against Zohir Harrell, and Zach Reese against Mikael Pereira. Pretty good card, actually, if you ask me, Doma. So I won't run through the prelims, but I will say the prelims will start from 9 a.m. Australian Eastern Daylight Time. The main card will start from 12 p.m. Australian Eastern Daylight Time. Obviously, adjust that to your local guides or just go to ufc.com/event and it adjusts to your time. So it's pretty simple, ladies and gentlemen. There you go. That's UFC for another week.
I'm just going to quickly run through Kevin Hawthorne in the chat. Multiverse Collectibles. I've been out of the hobby for a while. What have I missed? Still heaps of scams. Lol. Good to have you back, Multiverse. You were regular on the show as well. So Magda, hello. Hassi Mansour, hi from South Africa. What's happening? Goliath, welcome. to the show as well. If you're in the chat and you want to drop a comment, please do so, and we'll get to it as we can. Just before we do get into hobby talk, I know you're keen, Source, but there is something very important that happened here in Australia. So I've bagged Andrew Dillon enough because State of Origin was back and it was fantastic. It was great. It's the best thing he's done. Seriously, I'm not being there's no sarcasm at all. It was great. It was great to see them come out, actually try. They played. They robbed Dacos of the best on ground. That's probably the only criticism that they'll get.
Who got
from
best
me,
on? I didn't watch the game. I had an event on.
Lucky Ash got BOG, but it's great. Like, it was good to see the Big V back. It was always good. Also good to see the Big V win. It was also good to see almost 60,000 people, Saucy, attend the game.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
It's great. I think it's here to stay, to be honest. So, yeah, fantastic. So props to you, Andrew Dillon. The only thing that you can do already to make it even better is next year get rid of opening round. Just flog it off. Get rid of it, mate. So,
yep.
It's the next thing.
I think the consensus is there. Let us know in the comments. Do you like opening round? Do you not? There will be a full AFL preview, obviously, the week prior to the season.
And we're going to be ramping up. Super Coach is coming. Everything's coming.
Yes,
ladies and gents.
I'm starting the Super Coach League.
I'm
officially in an AFL fantasy draft, so I'm a little bit involved this year. I've joined with a bunch of mates, so I'm doing AFL fantasy draft. So I won't know. I've done Super Coach before.
This is a big change for you.
It is a big change. So I'm liking the fact that we're going to we're doing it like, I feel like this is it's very American style. We've organised the house. We've got the beers are there. We're cooking up a barbecue. Draft day. The plan is to stay there 5 hours all day. Draft. Everyone's drafting live.
That's good.
I think it could be good fun. So it's something that if you've got a bunch of mates, it sounds like fun. So I was interested.
I've been doing my one for 10 years this year, a 10th anniversary, and we've got actually this Friday is our pre-draft dinner. So it's the first time ever we're doing a dinner. And the way the draft order is getting allocated is there's 10 of us obviously in the league. We did a wheel. Everyone got a number, and we're going to pick a horse race that's got 10 horses, and wherever your number finishes is who gets the pick in the draft, because you can allocate who gets pick 1 all the way through. So that's a good way. But we're having a dinner, and I've actually, with some help from some suppliers, I've actually organised a shield. So we've now got a trophy, and it's been engraved for 10. This should be the 10th year. My name is not on there, ladies and gentlemen. And the person that organised it for me said, "Don't bring the trophy back for engraving unless your name is on it at the end of the year, mate." So, it's incentive, ladies and gents.
I like it. Well, we're still the boys I was playing with. Apparently, there wasn't a prize. I said, "Boys, we can't be doing this whole thing for not being a prize.
No, so it has to be.
It's got to be something. It's got to be something." So I'm trying to G him up. I'm trying to warm him up. It's this Saturday. I think I'm trying to get some monetary value, and I'm also trying to get a last place. That they get like a trophy of some bull's testicles or something like that.
Just give him a lemon, mate.
Yeah, a lemon, a bag of lemons. Maybe they might get the 1 of 1. They might get the 1 of 1 lemon. It might be time to let it go.
Well, I don't know exactly who we can send that 1 of 1 lemon to as we get into hobby talk. But Brett says, "Saucy and mates finishing off draft day with a game of Brishkala." I love it, bro. It's good. All right, Sauce. Let's get to hobby talk, which is obviously brought to you by Double Coverage Breaks and new stock for the Rip and Chip came today. Topps Chrome Tennis. Got 2 boxes that I have. I think Saucy ordered some boxes too for the page. So Topps Chrome is here. We've got Topps Chrome F1 here as well. Tune in Thursday, ladies and gents, because it's going to be a big Rip and Chip. We've got some banger products.
Chrome Sapphire F1
as well.
Coming.
Mate, we got some banger products. Obviously, we've got F1 Destiny as well. Mate,
Dynasty.
Dynasty. Apologies.
Plenty of Pokemon. If you're into Pokemon, we also got some One Piece. And yeah, ladies and gentlemen, this Thursday, Rip and Chip live starting from 9 p.m. Obviously, we start it later because we know people have kids, so we want you to put your kids to bed by, you might not be able to join us by 9, but we'll be on for a few hours. So put your kids to
Join
bed,
us. Grab a
jump on board,
beverage.
crack a beverage, ring up a couple of mates, say, hey, do you want to go in with a box with us? And just buy the whole box, and you can split it between you if you
We'll
want,
talk
or
shit.
just come on and buy a box. And if you don't want to do that, come on and G it up in the comments, and let's have a bit of fun. Because,
We'll
as
have
you know,
fun.
ladies and gentlemen, that's what the hobby is about, having some fun at times. And, we are going to have some serious
No,
fun
we're not there
with
yet.
this
We're just not there yet. There's still
bomber.
some
We
stuff
are.
we need to get through,
All right.
mate. We're not there yet. We're not there
Oh,
yet. We're
okay.
not there yet. We're not. I know you're so G'd up.
I have something that's mild and I can share, but I'll let you go first.
Tyson obviously released this in
It's like
lieu of the All-Star weekend.
he had it ready to go just in case he won the All-Star MVP. Maybe Steph goes, hey, win the MVP, I'll win the MVP so you can make a card. And they just gave him the hookup. Hey, mine's coming. I've got one coming. I got
They
one,
look good,
Tom.
bro. They look so
They
good.
look good. I don't know. I could get and I'm also in the running because everyone who bought a card is in the running to win the one of one. The one of one. So if you made a purchase, you're in the draw. So I'm also in the draw for that. So, Dom, if I hit the fucking one of one, I might lose my marbles on this show.
I hope you do, mate. Yeah, I'm hoping that we got to get to another good thing in the hobby. Bro,
Jono,
he's a
we
good
won't. When
machine,
it's
man.
not is so cool. He is the best in the business, ladies and gentlemen. He
Non-negotiable.
is the
It's a
best.
non-negotiable.
It's not even questionable. I've looked over sets of years, that many cards on eBay, and the stuff that he
Not even
does,
close.
and the way he crosses over the cartoon characters into it's just elite, And obviously, it would be so. It's unfortunate that he can't get some of the licensing, but also the way he does the cards, it's so elegant and elite. It's not like, and I know, I'm having a bit of a go at the Leaf, and we do like Leaf as well in some aspects, but some of the shit that like Leaf puts out there, it's unlicensed, is just like there's no thought
Terrible.
into that,
Yeah,
bro.
it's
Like
just
fucking AI could probably give you a better design than what Leaf's producing. You know what I mean? But hey, Leaf, there you go. There's an idea for you. Fucking get your AI to work. Probably get better designs in an instant. So yeah, look, it is the best in the business, Tyson Beck, and that was well-timed release, obviously with the MVP.
he's
And I've
just
got
on
one of
point,
the
man.
Jokic's on the way, and I will be doing a live reveal when I
It's
get
just
it in hand on the show.
he's just a well-oiled machine at the moment, Tyson. Now, even more good news.
And
This
he'll be on
Thursday,
for a podcast at some point in the coming
yeah, we're
months.
going to try and get that sorted. We're going to actually try
No,
and
he
get
will
a
be. He will be.
all right, we're going to try and get a guest as well this Saturday, ladies and gentlemen. So we'll try and film a special pod this Saturday for you, which we'll release at some stage, hopefully next week. But amazing news. Select Seamless, the fabric of football was announced. This drops tomorrow. Thursday night, 7 o'clock for
7
public
p.m.
release. $7.95 a box. That's not $7.95. It is $795, ladies and gentlemen. So if you want a box, check it out. Here's what the cards look like. You got the base, the black, which is numbered to 40. You got solo double patches, which are numbered to 95.
All game worn. All game worn.
All game on, ladies and gentlemen. You've got the dual patches numbered to 60 as well. Then you've got jumbo patches numbered to 30, 36 cards in this set. You've got the team multi-patch booklet numbered to 35, which has got 6 patches in there. As you can see, it's a mixture of guns and rookies, as you can see in this Melbourne mock-up. Then you've got the rookie badge SIGs numbered to 70. You've got the rookie badge SIG
I'm not sure if
redemptions.
are they game worn. I don't know if they're game worn. I
No,
don't think they're game worn. They're
they think
just
so.
that's just a patch in there. So they don't get it twisted. They're not game worn. The other ones above were game
Yeah, but they're
worn.
autos. Doesn't matter.
They are autos, on card autos. Yes,
On card autos.
as we like.
Then you've got the rookie badge signature golds, which are numbered to 30. And then you've got the gold redemption rookie badges numbered to 30 as well. Then we go down, we've got AFL badge signatures. They're numbered to 65. AFL badge signature redemptions. They're also numbered to 65. You've got patch signatures and the patch SIG redemptions, both numbered to 40. Look how this set looks amazing so far. Then you've got dual patch autos numbered to 35 in a booklet, and then the dual patch auto redemptions as well, and then the big kahuna in the set source. Here you go, triple
The mega
booklet
patch.
with a piece of authenticated game-worn and jumper from each AFL club superstar. It is numbered to 30, so there is 30 of these bad boys, and there is 18 slots right here, one patch from each team. So
This has to be one of the best releases they've ever done.
Since the Brownlow
Surely.
one, the Brownlow one was pretty freaking good.
Brownlow one was good.
I'll put this in the chat, ladies and gents. That's a link straight to the PDF document from Select. So you can go through, check out all the players. As you can see, they're all listed in here. So
double coverage has one box secured. So
definitely one box secured.
Double
and
coverage
potentially another through
not easy.
Else. Not easy
to get your hands on. It's
and we're
very
gonna
limited.
We're gonna try
very limited.
Get one personally on Thursday as well.
We will try our luck.
All right, let's start roll. Let's just ease into this source because this is the type of stuff that we're not happy about. Let's ease into it. It all started last week. All right. It's only been 6 months and they've raised their prices again. PSA. I've gone on to the hobby AU because obviously we can get a gauge on the price jumps for the Australian market here. So you might have to just check sourcing what the prices are for PSA in the US while I do this, but under 500 US bulk, so $50 now to grade your card. An new card auto 55. Under 500 US vintage is $60 a card, 75 with the auto. Under 500 US plus is 95 a card, 115 with the auto grading fee. Then under 1,000 is 140, and under 1,500 is 165 a card. So, yeah. So it's gone up from 45 to 50, 55 to 60, 85 to 95, 125 to 140, and 150 to 165. Then in the old card plus auto, it's gone from 50 to 55, 70 to 75, 110 to 115, and then under 1,000 and under 1,500 is staying the same, 175 and 199. So prices are up across the board. I'm just going to put.
What about when they value it at 5,000 like they did to me, my Kobe, and I had to pay $900 and they gave it back to me with a fucking fingerprint on the cart? Gave me a PSA. See, I'm still waiting for a resolution, ladies and gentlemen. I'm still waiting for a resolution. I'm hoping to get one.
The hobby AU has to raise the prices based off of obviously the directive from PSA. They have no choice. You can't lose money, which we understand. But what I just wanted to point out, just slowly, like you would have seen if you haven't, the grading video that Saucy put out. We got some Pokemon cards back, got 10s. Massive arbitrage opportunity there, and they were good opportunities because even if they got 9s, they could have both been sold to make your money back with the grading fee. You know what I mean? So you break even. It is what it is. You take a risk on a $5 card, it turns into a $100 card. You know what I mean? And you make some profit on it. It's slowly getting to that point source. You can't do any of this crap anymore. Because let's say $50 to grade that card, all right? The card cost me $6. So I graded before the hike, so it was $40. All right, it's gone up $10 since I graded those cards. So I bought it for $6, in for $46. If it came back a 9, I could sell it for about $45. So I lose $1. The black and gold card, the Rayquaza, bought it for $21. Grading fee $40, $61. Comes back a 9, I can sell it for $75. There you go. All right, now let's go with the new fee. Rayquaza comes back a 9, grading fee $50. I'm at $72. I'm going to have to sell it for about $75 to break even. You're going to have to take a discount, so you'll lose money on it. The other card, well, you're going to lose about $20 on it if it comes back a 9. So these opportunities for people in the hobby, and it's not like PSA struggling to make money, ladies and gentlemen, because we've shown the charts a gazillion times on this show where all the gradings getting filtered in. And to be honest, they got no competition because they've bought Beckett and they've bought freaking SGC. So where's all the money? Where they're losing market share from is beyond me. Even if they have to pay more employees, the backlog just would get through quicker. They're making that much money. So it just keeps hurting us. We've got to the point where it used to be $10 to grade a card to now $50. Source.
Inflation, mate. Inflation. That's what the people will say. It's cooked. It's actually cooked, and it's disappointing because you're right. It takes away. Not everyone has the ability to buy $100, $150 cards and obviously grade those, and it turns into a $500, $700 card, right? People want to have those opportunities to grade a $10 card and turn it into a $100 card for any purpose, and then flip it and build up a bigger collection. Multiverse says, is grading still popular as it was a year or two ago? I think it's even more popular. If you're not familiar, as Domo just mentioned, PSA literally has a monopoly. They own Beckett, they own SGC. There's the only other tag grading is the only other one that's even notable. CGC, yes, maybe in if CGC, the thing is with CGC, you need to get the perfect 10s or get like their best label. If you're going to hit a 9s or 9.5s, you're going to lose money. I would suggest CGC if you don't really care about, like, you just want to grade stuff for your PC and have it protected, and have it somewhat authenticated, because their fees aren't that bad. And I would consider using CGC for some other cards, and I have used them before and had some success with some Pokemon cards in the past. So their fees aren't as obnoxious as PSA. I think their turnaround times are pretty good, and I think actually they have an Asia office, so they get sent to the Asia office, which is closer to us than obviously America. But yeah, look, it is still quite very popular. The numbers that come out every month, I think they're grading like 1.5 million cards a month, PSA, something like that.
Fair bit. I can share,
and that's just PSA. Who shares that data? I forgot the Instagram page.
I'll find them. Don't stress. But yeah, it's one of those things, Source, that I know a lot of you say Aussie dollar is stronger at the moment, so it's not too bad, but it's a price hike. It's just, and those, like, the valuations I gave on my cards were all in AUD, so they weren't in USD. So I'm losing out. So yeah, I don't know. Just one of those things at the moment. And usually when the Aussie dollar gets really strong, people just directly submit to PSA because it will be cheaper in USD. Gem rate is the one. Let's have a look at what we've got here. Gem rate for January, almost 2 million card Source, 1.91 million. And then if you add SGC and Beckett, it's another 100,000 cards. So you're at 2 million. So you're actually on the money. You nailed it. So you had about 2 million cards.
Sorry, I was spazzing out. Am I back?
Yeah, it's about 2 million cards, as you said, at PSA. So
am I back, Dom?
Yeah, you're back, mate. You're all good, mate.
For a second.
No, you're right, mate. You're all good. You're all good. Anyway, that's it. PSA is done. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's get to the moment in question.
That's the one. Gem rate.
Yeah,
yes.
Yeah.
Global.
Yeah. Let's get to it, Source. Where do you want to start here? Let's just start with the fact that this card in question sold yesterday for $16.5 million. Here it is, officially in the Guinness World Records. There's Uncle Kenny. He's happy. Here's the card in question. Have a look at it. There it is. Got these rhinestones and all this stuff. And here he is, the Maverick. That's what
Wore
it's
it out to
called.
WrestleMania, didn't he?
Yeah, it's okay. Doesn't mean, to me, mate, it doesn't matter where the card's been. And just because your name's on the, is his name on the thing? No, Coro Comics. Like he hasn't got a Logan Paul slab. Anyway, the card is rare. It is one of the rarest Pokemon cards. Yes, it is. But the history of this card, Source, where do you want to start with this? Do we start with, it was a PSA 9? It's the condition of the card is in a 10. Where do you want to start? Where do you want to go?
How about we start with an official publication on the Guinness World Records website from 7th of July 2022. And we'll share it. And it will give us some backstory. On the 2nd of April 2022 at WrestleMania 38, it was confirmed Logan Paul had broken the record for the most expensive Pokemon trading card at a private sale with a coveted PSA 10 Pikachu Illustrator card, set him back $5.275 million US. He was presented at Guinness World Records for that sale, Dom. It later on goes to say his journey, but how did Paul manage to get his card on such a rare, get his hands on such a rare card? His journey started in sunny Italy at Lake Como in June 2021. There, Paul purchased a PSA grade 9 Pikachu Illustrator card from, who's that? Matt Allen. Who's Matt Allen? Who's Matty Allen?
Who the hell's that?
Who's Matt Allen? That wouldn't happen to be old Shine Wonder Shine, would it? Wonder Shine 5000, whatever they're calling the Wonder Shine 5000 or whatever, the 500 they're calling themselves. That wouldn't be happen to be him, would it? Allen is a prominent sports card collector, ranging from NFL, F1, NBA cards, and more, but also dabbles in gaming cards. The transaction cost Paul $1.275 million. Ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, right, he says that he then took that PSA 9 and traded it to some bloke in Dubai, right, for a PSA 10 Illustrator plus cash for the only PSA 10 Pokemon Illustrator in the world. Now, if you've seen the images, ladies and gentlemen, it's not a 10, right? Clearly, it had an old label. And if anyone knows the history of PSA and how they became prominent and how they became the powerhouse they were, and if you've done your research, like we're about to inform you, that's okay. That's why you've got us here, because we are your research on the matter. Back in the day, it used to cost peanuts, like $8 a card to send in Pokemon cards. So when that label was given a PSA 10, it cost peanuts, right? They were pumping out the cards. PSA was nothing. Beckett was number one. Beckett was the be-all and end-all. Beckett was the go-to grading company. Ask anyone out there. How did PSA gain market share? Started giving everyone 10s, ladies and gentlemen, on cards that weren't 10s. And then they started to get more money, so they were able to market themselves better. And then they have evolved into the powerhouse they are today. And that is how that card, which shouldn't be a 10, got a 10. And what makes this even worse, ladies and gentlemen, is which it wasn't like this a few years back. They only changed it a few years back, and this is fact. So I'm speaking fact. If you want to go fact check me, go do the research, bring it back to me, DM me and tell me I'm fucking wrong. If not, shut your fucking mouth, because I'm right. PSA would just convert your card over. If you had a 10 in an old label, they would just put a new label on it because you wanted the new label that they had was more secure. But now if you have an old label, they regrade your card. So technically, that card should have been regraded. And if you've seen the images, there's so many out there, ladies and gentlemen. It's not hard to see. People have blown them up. Like, people have seen it in person. It was on display at fucking the National or somewhere. People took images. It's not a fucking 10, right? So the fact that Uncle Kenny just walked it into PSA and said, "Hey boys, chuck a new label on, chuck a new label on," and it happened like that when it's actually supposed to get regraded by their guidelines, that is fucking bullshit. And that just shows to you that there's one rule for the rich and famous in this hobby, and there's one rule for you and everyone else listening in the comments, right? There's one rule for you guys, right? There's two different rules in this, right?
It's not. It's not to just pull it across or just for Logan Paul, and I don't want to pull anyone else into this. But you look at all the Aoki labeled cards. You look at all these cards. It's just consistent 10s across the board. You look at Shine with all these big cards, and a lot of these old cards, early 2000s, there is damage to these cards. How are they always 10s or like a high grade 8 or a 9? Like some of them, people have gone, mate, I've sent in that card and it was in better condition and it got like a 6. How is this a 9? I think I've spoken about on this show a long time ago when Shine did a lot of that stuff. And he was working with Goldin, and they had like his auction on the website. And I DM'd Ken and just said, a lot of people have actually been asking us through the podcast, did this happen, blah, blah, blah. And anyway, he cracked the shits at me. He lost it at me in DMs. And he goes, I don't like your bedside manner. I don't want to talk to you anymore, blah, blah, blah. So that's it. That was my run-in with Ken. Doesn't want to talk to me. That's fine. So instead of just saying that's
not
all
the first
bullshit,
person that's blacklisted us, Dom.
Not the first person.
Won't be the
you
last.
Know what? Sometimes when you go barking up these trees and you're starting to see a bit of this shit happening now, when with the other files that have come out, when you start barking up these trees and the people start to get a little bit rattled, because I tell you what, in the next week or so, these people are going to start getting. I'm not reading that out, Global. A lot of these people are going to start getting rattled, mate.
I like your thinking, Global.
Because what happens is they start backtracking and they start watching podcasts. We've got a small community, yeah, that watch our podcast. And then they start going to watch Dan the Cardman, SCR, AIH, Rattle Pokemon. You start going and watch these guys, and all of a sudden you start seeing cards sold to him by Matty Allen, Shine. All of a sudden, Shine is the director of assets at Liquid Marketplace. This card was a fractional card and scammed fucking all of us people that believed in this product in Liquid Marketplace. Then that card gets pulled. Everyone loses all their money. The company goes under. He literally does a rug pull. Logan Paul is involved with all NFTs. I saw someone post this thing. Logan Paul bought this NFT for $360,000. Now it's worth $150. You reckon Logan Paul brought that NFT or brought 10 of those NFTs that were in his wallet, and when he pumped it through all those chats in Clubhouse that I used to sit into and listen to, and everyone was buying NFTs and the market got pumped, don't you think he sold them all? And you were
Well, don't you think he couldn't? Do people understand, like, people, how easy it is to make another MetaMask wallet? Like, I could buy, give me 24 hours and I could have 1,000 MetaMask wallets, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, I'm just telling you, yeah. So he could have multiple other wallets with other shit in it that people didn't even know about, that they don't even know it's Logan Paul. He's just showing you this wallet, and he's got 10 other wallets. Like, it goes deep, ladies and gentlemen. Like, this illustrator is, like, obviously just about as big of a scam in the hobby as card porn and Juanito, in my opinion.
Bro, it is. The only reason why a lot of this shit backtracked, and now this is where we bring Goldin in, and I'm happy to talk about Juanito. Like, the reason why this all backtracked a little bit is because when they did the card porn Goldin auction on the website, it finished, and then he got caught out. Juan got caught. If Juan never got caught, it'd just be a rinse and repeat cycle. So this is now we've now come into this space where, you know, we've got the Golden Touch, great show on Netflix, and they've done a really good job, Netflix, building up this show, building it up, and now this card in question, this Illustrator card, and Logan Paul has come onto this show and they're pumping it up, and he's like, I'm listing my Illustrator card. So they've already set the base for the market capture. They've put it in an episode, they've put it out to people. It's got a lot of traction. I've had 3, 4, maybe even 5 people already come up to me and be like, I'm back in the hobby source because I watched the Golden Touch on Netflix. Listen to my words very carefully, ladies and gentlemen. I'm back in the hobby after watching that show. These people haven't been in the hobby maybe 5 years. Ladies and gentlemen, I'll say it again. Dom, have you watched this show? It's the best. I'm addicted to it. I'm now back in the hobby. All right. So there you go. You've set your benchmark for the hobby, which is golden auctions. So there's your market manipulation. They're going to go to the website, and whatever they see value for cards on there, obviously they're going to probably go there. They want to buy cards. They can buy from his platform. All right. Do you think those people understand that when we covered on this show, and I'll mention those guys again, Dan and AIH and SCR and Rattle Pokemon, do you reckon that they saw their content when we spoke about auction houses actually shill bidding their own products and being allowed to shill bid their own products? Do you think there was no shill bidding happening yesterday on that product? Do you think from the ground, the framework that was built on that episode into this big marketing, this big marketing push that's happened, and there's been so many things that have just aligned perfectly? I'll give you the series of events, the episode, the card in question, the rarity to the question, the person that owns the card, and he's just his popularity in pop culture in Logan Paul, his WWE fan base, his streaming fan base, his impulsive podcast fan base. Ken Goldin, biggest auction house on planet Earth, according to him, when it comes to collectibles and cards. All right, so you've already got that base. You've got people watching Netflix. They're in the base. And let's string along this timeline. Oh, the Super Bowl's here. We're getting closer to the auction, the end date for this card, the Illustrator card, this rare card. We've got the Super Bowl. Wait a second. What the fuck's Rip It? Logan Paul's got a new company, Rip It. What the hell? What's this Rip It? Rip it, rip it, rip it. Logan Paul, rip it, rip it. Ripping Pokemon cards at the Super Bowl. And this guy's a content-making machine. He's a goat of content creation. Goat. He's a goat. All right? I'm not going to knock the bloke because he's hustling out there, not just to get bread for his family, you know what I mean? And bread, I'm talking money. But he's hustling people that are watching him as well. He's hustling. So what's Rip It? Rip it. Everyone rip it. Next series of events. We've got this live stream on the closing date of this Illustrator card. And I didn't tune into the live stream, but when you follow enough people through this account, videos everywhere. But the first thing that stuck out to me was, hold on a second. Stream's ending. Yeah, we're ripping boxes, first edition, Series 1 Pokemon cards. Wait a second. What the hell's this big Rip It symbol that's on the live stream? And this plugging of this new brand. And you're thinking to yourself, hold on a sec. We're going to start getting more people to come into Rip It. And he's got his product now. He's got the card. And they've already set up this big hoo-ha event. And they got the Guinness World Record person there because obviously it already broken the record, or the speculation that it was going to break. And it happens. The person that buys the card is like, here it is in question. Yeah, like you're tuning into the stream, and Kenny's there, and here it is. Rip it. Nice, whatever. And then you got this guy here, which we find out was AJ Scaramucci, son of former White House Communications Director Anthony Scaramucci. That's fine, whatever. Tell us what it is. And this is what he had to say on
your project and how this is the first of many things.
Absolutely. Yeah. I love collecting. I've been collecting privately for 5 years, sort of in the shadows. I started with Pokemon.
Stop. Shut the fuck up. It's always the Batman of the hobby all of a sudden in the shadow source. The Batman of the hobby. All right, anyway.
On cards, all the greatest hits back in 2020 during the pandemic.
The greatest hits.
And I started dabbling in manuscripts. Got curious about dinosaur fossils and dinosaur bones, and just fascinated by these real world scarce assets. I mean, if you look at money, what is money? Money is just trust inscribed, right? The $100 bill is actually worth nothing and has no intrinsic value. And yet there's a $100 bill right there, and somebody would take it as a medium of exchange. And I think collectibles as a store of value asset, it is fascinating. And I think there's going to be just a lot more momentum in this category.
So you feel like it's just tell us what.
What did I just watch?
Fossil bones.
I wish I had the clip of Conor McGregor going, "Who the fuck is that guy?"
Can we just say he's compared it to the Mona Lisa? Tom, he is on record saying this is the Mona Lisa of Pokemon cards.
Here it is.
It is the Mona Lisa of the Pokemon franchise.
He's saucy's comedy.
Go leave some lemons on that page there on Collect Media. Go leave some lemons.
Gentlemen, he's saying he's compared this card in question right here.
That's him holding the card.
There he is, holding the Mona Lisa.
You, sir, are a lemon. You know what's funny, Dom? I'm calling him a lemon right now, but you know what? I reckon I'm going to have to give even another bigger lemon than that when another lemon buys it off him, because I've got a feeling that another even bigger lemon is going to buy it off him, and he's going to sell it for even more than what he paid for it somewhere down the track. I can see it happening. I love the fact put it on the record now.
I love the fact that the chat is going tax evasion, washing the money. Like
no, Dom. What did I say to you today? Doma, I can't walk on a plane with $10,000 cash, but this bloke can carry his $16.5 million card from there to wherever he wants in the world, and there's no question asked. That's all you got to do, ladies and gentlemen. Just put it in a piece of cardboard and a piece of plastic, and you can carry as much money as you want around the world at free will. You ain't got to you ain't got to. You ain't need cash.
You've got Scaramucci over here with the Mona Lisa of cards. You've got Logan Paul and Ripper to finish off the story. He sells the card to Scaramucci, the Italian, who collects fossil bones and manuscripts and thinks that money. I don't know what it was. That was the weirdest answer. Anyway. You got Logan Paul with Ripper. Here he is. He's not complaining, mate. He's going to fund another. He's going to fund another
running straight to the bank. He's gonna have literally his own breaking company, and you know what's sad? He's probably going to get so many suckers buying into his breaks, and he doesn't deserve it, ladies and gentlemen, because he's a scammer. He's a fucking scammer. Yeah, he scammed millions of people on Liquid Marketplace, right? Who knows about the legitimacy of that PSA 10 in terms of how whether that sale was even the amount it was. It's a private sale. We don't actually know. No one showed us freaking. There was no statement from a bank saying, yeah, it was actually paid and we can verify this. There's no, it's not like going to Christie's auctions and buying a piece of art. There's a bit more sort of paperwork you got to do, right? So at least there's a bit more backbone, but belief in those sales that happen at those tournament auction houses. No, this was sold on Goldin auctions where Uncle Kenny walked a 10 old label and got a 10 new label just slapped on without even getting a regrade. And we've seen the high res pictures once again, as I'll repeat. He's a scammer, and he's also now going to be taking more money off people. And he doesn't deserve it. I mean, he works for the WWE. Does he need more? Does he need more? Mind you, he's got all his YouTube content. Does he need more? Does he really need more?
It's not about that, really. It's more the fact of like this guy's like building generational wealth. And like I said before, props to him. We see through it, but unfortunately, a lot of people don't see through it, Source. And he's a social media, in my opinion, he's a social media mogul behind the guy like Gary V. You know, Gary V's actually got a company, but in turn like VaynerMedia, but he's like a mogul, knows how to like market himself. He's just a champion at doing that. And I can't knock him for it. You know, he's honestly phenomenal at it. But it's all about this stuff now. And I know a lot of people G up in the space, and I'm not taking shots at anyone here in Australia. I'm not like taking shots at anyone in the Pokemon market, but these are the same people, that have been complaining that they can't get product and product's so expensive. But then when they see a card like this sell, they're G'ing up going, oh, our product's going to the moon. It's going to the moon. Like, no offense, you're a fucking hypocrite. You really are. I'll tell you one thing in this space in Australia. If you want to get told you're a hypocrite, you won't be able to take it. If we get told we're a hypocrite at double coverage, we'll be like, you know what, we fucked up, we said it, we'll own up to it, that's fair enough. But actually, this is our stance now, and you know what, we stuffed up, but you're a hypocrite. There's so many of them out there. You've come into this space, a lot of you. Just be prepared to get told, because if you think you're going to come up to people like us at shows or anyone else at shows that have been in this space for a long time, and you're content creating, and you think you're going to play the, oh, cry me, oh, I'm poor, I can't get I can't get content, but then you got fucking cases, and you're happy when things like this happen, because then you start flogging it off to those people and you start capitalizing on it. Like, don't worry. We see who all these people are too. Don't worry. We know. And I'll tell you what, when we start having guests on this year, if you don't start seeing these people on our show, and you start saying, oh, we want this person, we want that person, if they're not coming on the show, there's a fucking reason why they don't come on our show. Because we believe that people in this country shouldn't be following their content. And we wouldn't actively go out there and badmouth them, you know what I mean? Because they're trying to make their living. But I'll tell you what, you steer clear of a lot of these people. And there's so many circle jerkers out there yesterday. My God, the way they went about this shit was actually disgusting. Because these are some of the people, you see them at shows. Oh, Dom Source, fuck. Oh, it's ridiculous, man. I can't even get product anymore. Mate, you're sitting on cases. You think we're dumb. We're the ones that can't get the license, mate. We know you guys have licenses. We're not dumb. We know people that gave you the license. We're not idiots. We just rather not come on our platform and destroy your life, because we're not that type of people. Like, this is where it shits me, man, because they're a part of this inflation of the market value of Pokemon product.
Well, what did I say to you, Dom? That what people, as you mentioned, they're going to, say, oh, now all the Pokemon's it should go up because of this sale.
It's a moon.
Excuse me. You've got
That's
you've
a
got
great card,
obviously
mate.
you've obviously got Card Ladder, the number one platform to follow your card prices, and hit the affiliate link in our description and join through our affiliate link. I'm going to give it a plug. I don't care. I've used the platform. It is actually good,
It's a good
even
one.
though
It's very
even
good.
though it's owned by PSA as well. Once again, they've got a monopoly there. It is actually good because you can look back in data much further than 130 point, which is also premium. We love you, Lane, for creating that and free use of that for the hobby. You can go back and have a look at the graphs. If you don't want to use that, you can use Collector, but use Card Ladder and sign up with the affiliate link so we get a little kickback that will help us out. You can see the graphs. It's gone up like 500, 600, some cards even 800% in 12 months, Tom. 14 months. How much fucking more do you want it to go up, bro? How much more do you want it to go up? Like, are you like... And then you know what, Dom? It's the funny because then you go to a show and you say to a guy, "Oh," I said, I looked at it, I said, "I want that card. It's too expensive." He goes, "Oh, it's gone down." And I pull up the collector graph. I said, "Yeah, but go back 12 months ago, it was like $100 card, and now it went up to 1,500, and now it's 800. It's still up 700%, mate." I said, "And you're complaining that it's gone down." I said, what did you buy it at? And he didn't answer my question. Brother, you've been holding that card in your collection since it was $100 and $200 card. I said, and you're complaining that it's gone down a little bit. Come on, man. Like,
But
these people in the hobby, they got their rocks in their head, mate. Rocks. Like, fuck, it's gone up. If you want to sell it, sell it. If not, you like collecting cards, don't sell your cards.
Yeah.
Also, part of it is enjoying the hobby and looking at the cards that you like. You know, like I'm going to start collecting Rebecca. So if you got my Rebecca cards from One Piece, sell me your Rebecca cards. I'm going to throw that in there before I forget, Doma. Rebecca,
like
One Piece, sell me your Rebecca cards.
If you've got Trump cards, send them through, mate, because your ears. That's the true Mickey Mantle right there, mate.
That's the best one.
But
Custom card.
It's just the only reason why it's very frustrating is that's right. They are delusional. Magda has hit the nail on the head. These people are deluded and they're inadvertently contributing to the problem. And with mass media now and the fact that the hobby has become so mainstream, and we're so happy that it's mainstream. Don't think that, we're envious of this and this. But, mate, we've been doing this podcast for 5 years, mate. Like, people be like, "Oh, well, you're just upset because this. Mate, we've been doing it for 5 years. We do it because we make some people happy. And we've said that people have said, "Oh, you know, this has helped me through dark times." And we said, if we change one person's life, it will help that one person through their mental health. I'm happy to do it for the rest of my life just to help one person. Couldn't give a shit. We come in here, give the takes. You listen to the takes, you learn a lot. You won't get scammed. And you probably would have made money on sport plays and card plays.
One thing we will, and we always own up to, is we should have never partnered with HGA. Fuck HGA and fuck Tyler Hit.
We made mistakes, man.
Complete liar, and we've owned up to it. Yeah, we never say the thing, and that's why we even say with grading.
And this is the thing. You fucking HGA is a perfect example with us. You know, all this shit happened. We were dealing with their customer service. We were getting nothing from them. They were talking in riddles. We had fucking 30 cards on a submission. And you know what we did? We sent all the cards back to the people and we said, when we don't want to affiliate ourselves with this company anymore, we think it's bad. They're bad for the hobby. Take your cards back.
And we refunded them all the money they paid us.
All their money that they paid us. That's the difference between someone that is, we like to think we're good people in the hobby, but good people in the hobby in general, compared to someone that runs Liquid Marketplace and rug pulls the everyday average Joe and takes all their money and does the dirty. And you got this clown over here who definitely hates me. This guy here.
Uncle Kenny.
It should.
I'll play it from the start. This guy here.
What do you say to that, to those people that say it should be a baseball card that should be number one? It should be a Honus or a Mantle. I don't understand this. How do you respond to that?
Well, first of all, I can tell you that more people around the world collect Pokemon than especially baseball cards. I mean, baseball cards is like really USA centric for a very large Obviously with Otani, it's become more global. But really, look,
that matters when you're trying to get the biggest number.
Of course it does. I mean, look, realistically, it's also what is going to come.
Not the shield bidding.
Obviously, if I had a PSA 10 mantle, or if I had a Wagner, even a Wagner 3, it could have, Mantle would have crushed this number, and the Wagner 3 could be potentially beat this number. But what you have to realize is anybody who is disrespecting Pokemon, anybody who is poo-pooing the entire TCG industry, wake the hell up, because this is a gigantic industry. There is a reason that PSA grades more Pokemon cards than they do all 4 major team sports combined every single month.
It is bigger, 100%. He's on the money with it.
I agree with him, and he actually spoke a lot of sense in that video in that part.
The bottom line is, when it comes to a big card like this, and the history behind the card, and the marketing behind the Golden Touch, and the marketing behind Logan Paul, and the marketing behind the Illustrator, and the marketing behind the Guinness World Record, the only thing in the front of mind of this guy, whether it's good intention or bad, his bottom line is fucking that. Scrooge McDuck right there, mate. He does not give a shit.
He's going straight to the back with this. Straight to the back with this 50 Cent. You know the song. Play it tomorrow, and just think of Scrooge, Uncle Kenny Scrooge McDuck, straight to the bank. He couldn't give a fuck. He only cares about is the money and him living on a golf course and having a 9-figure bank account, like he said a million times.
Mate, if Navi Wubby, you got a first edition Charizard, go get that graded. Send it straight to Goldin, mate. It's hot now. Make your money. Get your bank.
Make your money. Make your money, buy a real asset, buy a property, buy a real property asset, something that's held the test of time. Look, I think it's getting pushed very, very hard. We're in a bizarre time in the hobby. This is why we're saying this is one of the most important podcast that we'll do this year, because it's a bizarre time. We've had this Wonder Shine Index, Matty Allen, a former, let's just say, he had a lot of snowy Christmases, if you know what I mean, and he may have done one too many of those, and maybe that's how he got his fortune to afford his cards, and now he's partnering up with some reputable stock advisor that's been on CNN, and they're creating a Wonder Shine Index, and now you have this Illustrator sale. It reeks of the rich and famous drawing in the everyday person, clawing them back in to take their hard-earned cash in a wrong way. This
is the beginning.
That's what I'm saying.
The reason why we're saying this is the most important hobby talk we've ever done is because the snowball effect begins today. It begins today. Everyone's going to be like, oh, this is like the most pessimistic thing I've ever seen. The snowball effect's today. I've got people DMing me I'm telling you, I've got people DMing me because they know there's value in Pokemon cards now. I got people that are DMing me. So I'm being serious. Personal messages, friends that know that I do a podcast. I got people DMing me that poo-pooed on me and laughed at me because I collected sports cards and Pokemon cards when we started this podcast 5 years ago. Oh, you collect kids cards? I'm like, I see it as a collectible. But I tell you what, mate, all bets are off when there's money involved, Source. All bets are off. They'll believe any bit of their bullshit that they tell you that they're still in love with Pokemon and with the hobby to make the buck. I'm telling you, all bets are off when money's involved. All bets are off. And the bottom line is everything, whether it's housing, cards, collectibles, any asset, you're living in an era where everything is inflated. It's all fake. It's all fake. It's all fake. It's all inflated. Everything. Gold, silver, crypto, housing. It sounds fucking ridiculous. It's like we're living in a movie. It's all inflated. It's all fake because of people like this to capitalize on as much money as they possibly can by raising the value of these assets. It's a rinse and repeat. NFTs inflated, worthless as shit now. Bitcoin got inflated to a certain point. Sell off. It's not worthless, but these people sell at the top. You reckon these people don't manipulate markets? Stock traders? I'm telling you, housing prices. Mate, I've seen some people sell some houses for a lot of money, and I've gone, because it's so fake and inflated, the market, the house should be actually worth $200,000 less than what you actually bought it for, because it's a piece of shit. But it's actually worth $250,000 to $300,000 more than what you bought it for. Do you understand? Like when you actually stand back and you look at it and you look at this, it's all fake. It's all fake. Like it sounds like we're the biggest conspiracy theorists, but it actually is. That card is not worth $16.5 million, 23 million Australian dollars, ladies and gentlemen.
What did I say? 22, 23?
Yeah.
Quick math.
That card is not
Thank you.
worth.
I was on the money.
That card is not worth that much. It cannot be compared to the Mona Lisa.
We've got the comments are going off, Dom. The comments are going off.
Bro, but hey, you should start waking up. You should start waking up. Where you're living in here and there's certain union money that governments just turned a blind eye to and money disappeared. Whether it's the list that came out and the ignorance of people that are going, oh, that didn't happen. Or it's this. Oh, no. Or it's crypto or it's assets. It's You just tell yourself because you live in your comfortability bubble and you're worried that if this stuff's actually true, then you're being living a lie. So if we had the politics podcast, this is exactly how we'd be talking right now. The reality is you got to wake the fuck up.
People can't deal with that reality, Dom, and that's why they keep living in that loop. But you're on the money, man. You are on the money, and it just begins. That's why we say this is the biggest scam, and like we're happy because it's going to bring new people to the hobby. We just hope it brings people towards people like us that will tell you the fucking truth, and we don't lie to you and tell you down the line.
And listen to this hobby, friends that we've made in this hobby, which are really good people. You know what I mean? I'm telling you, we still have to do that episode. I've got to go through our Instagram, our people that we follow, and we have to make a list of every single one of them and that are no longer in the hobby. I've done it one night with Source. You will be blown away.
They'll be coming back.
Yeah, that was my next thing. I'll be interested to see how many accounts get reactivated in the next 6 months. Source. Hobby community. What can I say? It's there. It's in plain sight. Just like the files from the man on the island, they're in plain sight now. You want to keep plausibly denying everything that it's not like it's not what you think it is. That can't be real. You want to keep denying it. As we said at the top of the show, this is the loop, ladies and gentlemen. Ignorance is bliss. If you think it's not happening, everything's fine. But when you get scammed for box prices, scammed on card prices, you get done dirty, you buy boxes thinking, oh, fuck, this is going to be $1,000 box, and it goes down 50%.
You pay goods and services, and you're not even covered anymore.
It's the most important hobby talk in the 5 years we've done this podcast, Source. 6 years this year, straight out.
295 episodes. We got five. We got 5 more weeks, Doma, and Doma. I'm getting it. It's right here. I'm getting it. I'm not gonna raise it because we aren't there yet. But here it is, signed, and this is what shows you people like Dom and I. I got this signed when I was a kid, and that is signed by Jason Gillespie, Adam Gilchrist, some of the greatest Australian cricketers of all time from that era, signed mini bat. I've still kept it, never sold it. It probably does have value because it is an Adam Gilchrist one, but it's something that is so precious to me, and I'll be raising that once we hit 300 consecutive episodes.
Why have you got a kid's cricket bat for, bro? That's a baby's bat. What a loser.
I'm not going to raise it yet. But I'm ready to.
How was it a scam? Just go listen to the podcast. Go listen to 6 years worth of podcasts, mate, if you're new to the hobby. Just go listen to 6 years worth of our content. You don't even have to listen to the full 2-hour pods that we used to do. Just go to the back end. Go listen to 6 years worth of hobby talk and then match it from this episode 295 to some of the episodes around 50, 60, 100, 120. Well, you have a life. That's fine then. That's good. This is our life trying to help other people too. So that's fine. You're probably in the circle jerk with Logan Paul and his buddies yesterday. So good luck to you. We've been trying to help people for 6 years. So
I'll just say this. Don't go to a card show and let someone tell you because of that Illustrator sale that Pokemon card in front of them is now worth more. Tell them to get fucked and do not pay more for it. Just don't pay. You know what, ladies and gentlemen, the thing I've realized, even with some cards that I've really wanted, I'm just like, you know what? At the end of the day, it's a piece of cardboard. There's more important things in life than a piece of cardboard. I'd love to own it. I hit my goal last year of wanting to own a Thierry Henry on-card auto and was able to fulfill that thanks to 24/7 Collectibles. I'll always give him a shout-out because he's such a nice guy and has always been very friendly to us. And you can go watch the Oz National vlog series part 1 that's on our channel that shows that whole day of me purchasing and walking around the Oz National. But I hit my goal. And, your goal in the hobby can be different to every person. But don't let people rip you off or use this as a manipulation tactic to further, their prices on their cards. Even the Charizard first editions and all that are all, going up. I sort of get that. I get that. I do. I understand them going up. I think PSA 10 first edition, I think, are getting back up towards close to being $1 million USD. So, it did sell for 700,000, then came back down all the way to 200,000, and now it's back up to 1 million. I just think, I'll be honest with you, Tom, I think cards, it's like any market out there. Like you mentioned, it has ebbs and flows. And these Pokemon prices that are going to stay where they are now, they ain't going to stay where they are now. Things are going to cool off. It may hit a new bottom. It may even go further down. This is going to bring a new influx of people into the hobby. But also, someone gave me an interesting stat that a lot of people leave the hobby as quick as they come in. Because once they realize what it's truly like, they are out quick smart. They may rekindle a bit of interest for a year or two, and then they leave. Right? Dom's been in this hobby for 20 years. I've been collecting since I was a kid, but progressively back since 2018. And then obviously Dom and I decided to start the podcast in 2020. We've been through the tough times. We've been through the amazing times. Could we be heading into another amazing time for sellers? Yes. Are we heading into another amazing time for collectors? Maybe not. So you have to make the choices wisely. But we're here to tell you the information. And yeah, I have no doubt in my mind that sale yesterday was shilled to the shithouse. And on top of that, ladies and gentlemen, go find the fucking high resolution images yourself that people have taken because it was on display, as I said, at the National or one of the big card shows. And people had, like, with their freaking, like my Samsung that's fucking got a 200 megapixel camera, I could walk straight up to it and take a photo and you can see that it's not a PSA 10, right? So that itself tells you that it is all fugazi, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. And to the person in the comment that's saying that we're telling people not to buy Pokemon, we never said that once. We actually collect Pokemon. You probably came in a bit late. I'm not sure if you didn't hear the full thing. But, and if you could be the first time listening to this podcast too, but we tell people to buy Pokemon. We actually collect Pokemon. What we're saying is don't let... we
don't collect Pokemon, Dom.
Yeah, what we're saying is Pokemon. Do not let this sale manipulate prices on like upcoming sets for boxes.
Correct.
I never said Logan Paul is a legend. I said he's one of the goats in marketing. He actually is a good businessman. If you look at it that way, he hustles, as I said.
He is also good at scamming $5.5 million from people on Liquid Marketplace as well. So,
yes. That's exactly right. So what I'm saying is don't let this sale win. And like, for example, the next set, perfect order, you know, for Pokemon. The boxes, like the booster boxes are worth more than Phantasmal, for example, on a pre-order. I'm actually looking to cancel my pre-order because I think there's nothing in that set that makes it appealing. Now, something like this could be like Pokemon run up. This is crazy, blah, blah, blah. You know, people are going to buy that and they might inflate the price of it. And people are like, I'm buying it. I want to collect it. You know, I want to hold it. This is that. Yeah. So was the card fake? No, the card's not fake. I said the value, how it gets inflated.
Yeah.
It is what it is. You can interpret what we said whichever way you want to interpret it. That's fine. If you think we're idiots, by all means, we're idiots. It doesn't really bother me.
I'm still going to sleep tonight. Whatever.
Yeah, I'm going to sleep. I'll sleep well. I got my family. I'll look after them, and my other family too, which is this community. So whether you listen to us or not, it doesn't fucking bother me. No.
We'd love you to stay, Tom. We appreciate you for joining into the comments. Yeah. We will say that, but that's our attitude to this sort of stuff because we speak the truth. You know, people will, if you go to a card show, or people will raise their listing prices on eBay because of this sale. And we've seen it in the past. And you know what, ladies and gentlemen? It don't last. It don't last. So don't get discouraged if there's a PC card that you want to pick up or whatever. It don't last. It does not last.
It's always a good time to buy Pokemon. Whether you want to rip it, even if you want to resell it on release day, whatever you want to do. But when it comes to like the value and stuff, like I'm talking about manipulating prices of things and pushing it hard, and there's so many things that have aligned. But in terms of buying Pokemon, mate, I've got UPC, booster boxes, ETBs. I collect them, mate. They could go down, but I love collecting. You know what I mean? I love Pokemon cards. I've collected them my whole life. I love AFL cards. I collect them my whole life. You know what I mean? But you best believe if like Footy Stars, for example, wasn't like a retail product, and the manipulation on AFL cards, like what happened to NBA cards, for example, you know what I mean? If Footy Stars all of a sudden started going up to $250 a box from $140, you best believe we'd be coming on this podcast and being like, this is a scam, guys. You best believe we'd call out Select as well. We collect. We like buying cards. That's what we love. We love talking about it, telling you about it. And we've steered clear of the scams for a very long time. But I'm not saying this is 100%.
Bit of show and tell if you want to see that we actually do collect. You know, here's my binder, my Pokemon binder. There's my.
Do we love collecting our social welfare check every week? Unfortunately, fortunately for myself, I'm not in that position where I have to collect a social welfare check. But there are some people that unfortunately are in that position in life, mate. So
we're lucky we live in a country that gives you a social welfare check.
that's right. Or else they'd be
and
living
then-
on the streets, mate, which is a sad way to live. Brett needs a wife. Brett, Lockie Neal's wife is single. What's happening with Brett? I have to confess, double coverage didn't save my marriage. I've never been married.
Hey, mate, I'll tell you, straight to Thailand, you'll find one quick smart.
It's either that or go on maths, Brett.
Oh, please don't get me started about maths. You
Love
lose
Island.
brain cells watching that show.
He actually knows Lockie Neal. He said, there you go. You got to weigh in, son. Anyway, on that note, anyone else got any tough questions? I'm going to message Logan Paul and ask him to start promoting AFL cards.
Great idea. Great idea. Start pumping them through the roof.
Oh, that's funny. Anyway, next week will be a lot tamer, ladies and gents. On that
A lot
note,
tamer. This is one of the longest pods we've done in a while, but it was important to break it down, ladies and gentlemen. Break it down because, and you know, the history of that card and the history of what now happens and this past sort of 12 months of rise, and as Doma said, now we got family members, randoms, and buying boxes and coming in, and we've got more shows now where we live than we've ever had right before. And don't get me started on the show aspect here where we live. Some people are really not putting in the effort on the show, and if you're a show asking people to buy their own public liability insurance for the show when you pay for a table to be at the show, you're a peanut. You're supposed to provide the public liability insurance because you're hosting the show. I'll just say that, ladies and gentlemen. So if you do that, you're a peanut, and I hope you hear it. And that's why we'll never, ever buy a table at your show or even pay for a ticket to go to one of your shows.
Jesus Christ, Sauce is going like scorched earth now.
No, because that happened here. That happened here because that should,
really? Okay.
Why are you charging tickets and why are you charging people to rent out tables at the show if you're not covering a public liability for an event? That is pretty poor.
Do you want to talk about your discourse with your eBay? Do you want to just finish on that, or you're on fire here? You might as well let it all out.
Oh well, look, Doma. So today I hit a Roger Gold Roger Don card. I think from OP 13 or 14. I can't remember exactly what it was. But regardless, someone made me an offer of $20 and I accepted the offer. The card was up there for $26. I accepted the offer. He then realized that he had to pay an extra $5 shipping because I'm not sure if anyone ships cards on eBay. But personally, I don't ship anything unless it's tracked. Right? If I'm doing a Facebook sale and it's a low value card and they pay me direct into my account, I will send it because I'm not liable. There's no chargeback. Like it gets lost in the mail. That's your problem. But on eBay, it's quite easy if you don't send it with tracking to say, hey, never got the card, even though you did get the card in the mail, and literally just get the card for free and get a refund with eBay's policies. So I just don't send anything untracked, right? Doesn't matter what value of the card is. If I've got a number of low value cards, I will just put them in a lot to make it worth someone to buy because I'm sending it at $5 tracked. Now, Australia Post envelopes prepaid for the small size, which is just a standard letter envelope. So what you do is you get your top loader card. You probably get, what I do is I get 2 little bits of cardboard on either side. I tape all 4 sides so it gives it a bit more, rigidness to it. You got to make sure it stays under, I think, a certain thickness, which that does. Not thick cardboard. I would try get like a thinner type cardboard, maybe like cardboard that's from a can of, soft drinks. That sort of thinness of cardboard. You put it in there and you send it, and the envelopes cost $53 for 10, right? So it works out to like $5.30 an envelope. I'm charging $5 for shipping. He wasn't happy. He wanted to pay $5 for shipping. He thought it was free shipping. We went back and forth. He requested to cancel. To be honest, I didn't actually see he requested to cancel. I'll be honest with you. So I didn't see that part, but I literally just said to him, what more do you want me to do? I can't send it untracked. We went back and forth. Then I just told him, mate, it probably would help if you read the listing and seeing that you had to pay the postage and didn't just make the offer and then now ask me to cancel the order because you have to pay shipping. I said, what do you want me to ship the card for free without tracking so you can get a charge back? I said, I don't ship anything untracked, and anyone on eBay who is shipping untracked, they shouldn't do it either because, let's be honest, it's quite easy to just do a chargeback. So I'm sure plenty of people do it, and people get caught out, and they're like, and maybe they're new to the hobby, and they're like, what the fuck's this shit? And they leave the hobby. Like, it's a bad experience. So, ladies and gentlemen, don't send untracked on eBay. If it's off eBay, direct debit, as I said, go for it. If both parties agree, usually I take it to the postal box and I show them that I'm an image that I'm posting it in. But this peanut kept going at me and having a go at me when he made the offer, mate. It'd be help if you read that you had to pay. Yeah, it'd help if you read that you had to pay. Don't worry, Global. It's not a new mic. It's my old mic, and I've fixed the mic problems. And I'm fired up because this guy on eBay today just sometimes you just think, mate, can you read? You know, of course.
Yeah, it's funny.
You know what, Dominic? Mind you, the comp on the card is $22. So he would have been paying $25 shipped. So essentially, he's paying $3 for shipping because the comp is actually $22. So I was baffled. I'll tell
you what's funny with this conversation these two Source was having with this bloke. I'm just getting, because obviously we've got a shared email address, and I was just getting notifications flat out from Gmail because every time someone writes a message or responds, an email comes in. And mate, Source, I'm telling you, I was like, what the hell is going on? I'm like, what's these guys just replying in eBay and clown and
no, I'm gonna have to turn that off. That's annoying. Getting emails from new messages.
It was bloody hilarious. And then I messaged Source and was like, what the hell is going on in eBay? And he's like, mate, don't even go there. And he just lost his marbles. It was pretty funny. I'll tell you what, if I could play half the Saucy Rants voice clips he leaves me, Jesus,
to be honest, he tried to be a smart ass and offered me $2 for one of my other listings, and I just straight declined his offer.
To be honest, that's pretty funny by him. That's actually pretty funny.
A little smart ass.
That's pretty funny.
Hang on, what was his name?
I can't. Nah, don't give him the plug. I can't say he's funny because me saying he's funny is like saying Logan Paul's a good businessman. I'll get flamed. So, anyway, on that note, ladies and gentlemen, thank you once again.
Mac the Peanut. That's what he's called.
We'll be on our stream on Thursday. So 9:00. If you want to see us again on the Rip and Ship, we're going to try and bring product cheaper than market value. So I'm going to start putting some stuff out. Probably a Messi supporter, definitely a Messi supporter. So probably,
ladies and gentlemen, don't forget that if you buy through Whatnot, and we'll have the listings in the Whatnot shop, there is a Whatnot tariff. So if you don't want to cop the Whatnot tariff, you definitely want to contact us directly through the DMs, and we can obviously sort out payment outside the realms of Whatnot, and you won't have to pay the tariff.
And then you can just watch your cards get ripped on the stream. But DM us through Double Coverage Breaks, please. And send everyone through to Double Coverage Breaks. That'll be much appreciated. On that note, ladies and gentlemen, it's been a pleasure. Keep living, loving, and breathing sport and cards. Don't get scammed.
Tell me your Rebecca cards. Wafoo.
I'm Dom with the Great Man Source. Send me the Great Man's cards. No tariffs.
There he is. Here he is. Here he is.
Peace out, ladies.
Peace out. Thank you for tuning in. Please don't forget to leave a review on the Apple Podcasting app. Also, follow us on socials: Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and TikTok. Talking all sports. Double curve.